ask you something. If you're a creative person of any capacity, whether it's for work or just for fun, when was the last time that you spent a couple of hours just practicing your craft voluntarily? What about the last time that you invited a friend to do the same? When was the last time that you and that friend spent time practicing your crafts together and practicing something that you both love at the same time? And for me, the answer is not as much as I could be.
So far, the tone for every video on this channel has been very chaotic. So if at any point you feel like things are very clean and professional, please take initiative and change that.
Welcome to Determined to Fail. I make videos about art and creativity and creative people. And in this episode, join me, my friends Lint and Anita for a walk around Sydney and some street photography.
Are we at Dance Academy right now? Who are you?
Hi, I'm a photographer from Sydney. And that's basically my entire personality. That and a mustache.
This is my friend Lint. He is a professional photographer and a fellow camera nerd like me. We both love creating images with cameras and we work together a lot, but we don't really spend time practicing making things with cameras very much. So a few months ago, I was up in the area. We both had a free afternoon, and so we decided to change that.
Also, this is Anita. She has a jumper on her head. Basically, we were gonna hang out, and then Anita was there, so she's here too.
And Anita had finished her work for the day, so we said, let's all just go and hang out in the city and do some photography stuff.
Yeah, so what are you shooting on?
I am using the A7R5, which I love. I'm just in love with this, have been ever since I picked it up. We're going to use the 35mm GM 1.4 because it's a beast of a lens, and we're going to see exactly how versatile it is because everyone says it's the most versatile lens, so let's go see what we can do with it.
Also, if you haven't seen it, I made another video with this guy where we did like portrait photography.
We did.
It was pretty cool.
On Cockatoo Island.
Which is
amazing.
over that way, I think. And you can't see it, but the Sydney Harbour Bridge is right behind that building.
It's right there, yeah.
Cool bridge, bro. Where'd you get it? So like, did you bring that from home or is that your prop?
Yeah, so
we've been here since 5 a.m. setting that
up.
It's just a cardboard.
We've been here since 1950. When was it? Really rare Australian bit of wildlife there. It's a logfish.
The camouflage is really good. Okay, yeah, I got it. Tell me about the logfish, Lynn.
Logfish is a placid animal. They're actually endangered and under the same Protection Act as dugongs. A lot of people confuse them with Bondi cigars. Different breed of fish altogether. Huh? But everyone who's ever picked up the camera for the first time, I forget about things like this.
Oh yeah, true.
Flowers are lovely. Take photos of flowers. And there's also a bit of Sydney Dance Company behind us.
Yeah, I like the duality of the flower with Sydney Dance Company and the stabbies.
Can I borrow you again? So these lines versus the other lines, and then if you can just be in here, lean against it, or yeah. And as long as you're in the sun, which you are.
Try and look like you're not being blinded. Closing the eyes doesn't work.
There we go. Well done. Good effort. Story am I telling here? I'm telling the story of BJ holding a super heavy camera.
In terms of like, because we're talking about, okay, it's a sunny day, hard light. I feel like if you're a filmmaker or a photographer, it's like, you know, hard light bad. Never shoot in hard light. You need to modify it, you need to soften it, you need to something. What do you think about that?
Here's the thing. Let me pontificate.
Thank you. Walking backwards is getting a bit tough.
Yes, hard light is bad when you first get into photography because I don't think anyone teaches you what to do with it. When we first start taking photos, everyone wants a lovely photo of themselves taken, and you generally don't want to take close-up photos of people with hard light. But it can be used to like super dramatic, so like shadows on buildings and stuff, which we'll see when we get on the other side of the bridge. The buildings will throw a lot of hard shadows on stuff, which look way cooler than they would in soft light. And what's a Sydney Harbour shoot without a ferry going under the bridge?
If you've just experienced that,
That's Sydney.
and that, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, you've been to Sydney now.
And the Opera House, which is just over there.
Look, it's historical photography.
That's what we're doing. We're documenting this scaffolding on the bridge right now.
So if you know anything about leading lines, it's about being able to something that'll lead you to your eye will be drawn to something. If we turn around here, right as this car changes from light to shadow, there's two leading lines here that basically make an arrow. Do you see what I mean? If I was further back when that skater went past, I could have put him right there. Anita, can you go and stand against that wall and just give a standard foot back leaning against it? Don't get hit. Stay there. Perfect. That's a black and white for sure. Okay, so there we go. There's an example of hard light. If there were clouds, we wouldn't have that shadow. So,
and if there were clouds, it would just be a wall.
It would just be a wall. Yeah, yes, it would just be a wall. Definitely heaps of reasons to shoot in hard light. But it's more to do with contrast than it is to do with beauty. I think it's the difference between diffused light and hard light. Thank you for being our model today, by the way.
That's okay.
Literally the most last minute, we were just all in the same office right before Lint and I left.
Yeah.
Hey Anita, do you have anything else on for the next few hours?
I didn't.
You don't realize when you're driving over the bridge, that's a really long way up.
It's enormous.
It's a really tall bridge. Whoa!
Whoa!
I think that's just a bit of rubbish, I think is what that is.
I mean, what's this channel? What was it?
It's the rubbish channel.
It's like a loading dock, but for boats.
I really like this repeating next to the windows, like that. So cool.
What do we call that?
A roof.
It starts with a G.
Good roof.
Geometry.
Oh, geometry! Geometry dash.
One of our street photography things that we like. It's called geometry, lines and stuff. That's the technical term, lines and stuff. Whenever I'm monologuing for no reason and you come around and make a point of it, I'm like, I don't know what to say. Geometry. Like this geometry. So dystopian.
They're crazy, aren't they? Yeah, it's that vintage sci-fi, and even the colors. It looks like a Star Wars set dressing from episode 4.
Does. Oh, here's some cool geometry. All of the lines in that building all come down. So if you were to put someone, like maybe where this gentleman's doing his aerobics there, right in the middle of the stairs, right underneath those lines, and shoot it on a longer lens, not the 35, maybe an 85. That will be a really cool sequence of leading lines. Look, I'll get a shot so you can see what I mean. Yeah, all right, cool. And I'll cut it off at the bottom.
Also, Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Sponsored by the New South Wales government.
Geometry.
So before, we were talking about street photography, street videography.
Yes.
And you were talking about what you look for in terms of shooting with people.
Yes.
Looking for people in stories.
Looking
and
for
stuff.
people in stories. Like people walking past with fishing setups, because this guy's fishing in the harbour and he has 4 fishing rods. And I think that's really interesting and cool. And I wonder what his journey is and I wonder what he's doing. I think one of the best things about street photography is finding busy areas and seeing little pockets of people having a little interaction, a little story that you get to then sit down and go oh, it's like people watching, but you get to take it home with you.
Hello, how are you?
I guess sounds really creepy, somewhat, but it's meant with a lot of love and intrigue into just people. I think people are wonderful. Everybody that you come across has a life that is just as complex and interesting as your own, and you get to have little glimpses of them. So yeah.
Have you ever had you try and take a photo of someone and then they turn around and just look at you?
Absolutely.
And you're like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, yeah, because I'm a pretty socially anxious person. So I'm not good at, hey, you look great, can I take your photo? And that's a really lovely way to do that interaction.
Yeah.
I'm more like a weirdo in the bushes.
And also sometimes you don't get time.
Yeah.
And you don't always want to inconvenience someone's day by stopping them.
And then it changes what they're doing. When they're in their own world, I think it looks that's proper reportage, right? It's documentary style photography where you're shooting someone just what they're doing. you stop them and try to pose them, maybe it's not going to come off as good, maybe they're not comfortable being posed, but then again, I mean, people do very successfully doing that, and I think it's a very sweet and lovely way to go up to someone and say, hey, you look really great today. You can change somebody's day. They might not be having a great day, and you give them a nice compliment and give them a nice photo they can put up. That's really cool too. I like that as well. I like everything. I'm a fence sitter. Can I take your shot? Dude, exactly how you were, man. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for your time, dude. There we go.
Oh, awesome.
Not too horrible?
No, not too bad at all.
Oh, you look fantastic, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, man. You should feel my heart rate.
That was so natural, though.
Yes.
And also, he was the loveliest man ever.
Oh, wasn't he? Should we just go up and ask the guy on the motorbike if he wants to get a shot? Excuse me, bro. Do you mind if I get a shot of you chilling with your bike with the bridge? Is that all right?
Okay.
Yeah, is that cool? All right, sweet. Thanks, man. Just exactly what you're doing. Oh, that's dope.
Nice.
Is that all right? Can I get it to you somehow? Do you have an Instagram? Add me and I'll flick it over to you. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Woo! I did another one.
You've talked to two people today.
I know. Oh, my pigeon friend.
Oh,
Another one.
hello.
He brought a friend.
So many pigeon friends. Hi, bud. All of our shots are just going to be pigeons. They're adorable. I don't care what anybody says.
Feed to the birds.
Tuppence a bag. That's cute too. God. Okay, my first problem, when they say that 35mm is super versatile, I look over there, there's a really cute couple sitting on a bench, there's a light splayed on the grass behind them, there's a cool leading line behind them going up the hill, there's levels to that, it looks really cool, and then I go, oh, awesome, and it is not. It is not close enough for the shot.
And by the time we walk close enough that the 35 will fit, they've gone home, they've had dinner, they've gone to work the next day.
Absolutely gone, that guy's coming over here with a camera, how weird. Yeah, it's not a super versatile lens because I wanted it to be longer and it wasn't. But that's not to say that we're not going to get super cool shots anyway.
The 35 seems to be the lens that I see you using the most.
Yeah, I love 35mm for portraiture, like close-up portraiture, because I think it makes like its character. It adds all of his character. We're super used to like 85mm being like the go-to. And even at like 110, like 90, 110mm, even 200mm portraiture looks amazing because it's like very, very flattering to the face. And 35mm does the opposite. So instead of compressing, it distorts. And I think it just makes people look awesome. Like it's full of character and it's a lot of fun. It's a fun lens to shoot portraiture on. It's not the favorite lens that people go like, oh, that's a cool portrait. They go like, that's a weird one. I got inspired to do that by a guy named Lee Jeffries, who is, if you want to find him on Instagram, he does, I think it was like 14 or 16mm portraiture, and it looks amazing. His whole style is absolutely incredible. Inspired like a lot of like that wide angle portraiture. I went like, oh, that's so full of character, and yeah, I love it. Maybe I haven't practiced with my 35mm enough. True. Maybe I haven't gone out and done days like this where I can then confidently go, oh, I learned a bunch of stuff. Like, you know, here's what I like about this. I'm definitely more comfortable with my 85 because that's the style of shooting I like.
It's faster because you don't have to go, like there's a guy sitting on a bench over there. You don't have to go, oh, that'd be a cool
lovely shot.
Let me go across the road and get closer to it.
Oh, exactly. Come up to and then be super scared about talking to a guy on a super cool motorbike with a mullet, which I completely stereotyped because I was like, that guy's got a mullet. Oh, he could probably beat me up. Super nice.
Don't worry, we were there with our cameras to back you up.
Yeah, it's not going to undo the black eye though.
Oh yeah, this is gorgeous.
Yeah. So see how it just pops out of the street?
Yeah.
And it sits above everything and it looks...
And with the trees as well, and also because it's winter.
Did
Did you film him winking? That was so funny.
I missed it.
Slowed down.
Slowed down, winked, and then left.
Did he wink?
Yeah.
So I love a wink.
And he was so casual about it too.
Especially kids. When you see kids, give them a finger gun and a wink. I love it.
Especially if you're driving a Porsche.
Especially if you're driving a Porsche, yeah. Nah, not a Porsche. Go home.
Man, it's a Golf, all right? Thank you.
Parkour.
Whoa! Whoa! No way is that the same car again.
Oh, there's leading lines everywhere here. I'm not wide enough to get all of this.
That's the first time we've had that problem today.
I know. It's because there's this, and then that, and then the bridge. Like, you might be able to get that. You got an 18 on there?
16?
That looks nice. Some fan was in there. Yeah. You know what we do have that's wide enough? I'm going to use my phone. We did have a wider lens. Look at that.
We had a wide lens the whole time.
On a phone.
So it's come down to this. Pulled out the iPhone.
I have.
Confirm he's selling his A7R4.
Five.
A7R5.
Thank you. I knew we shouldn't have parked there.
Oh no.
No.
Where's your problem?
Here at Wrecking Ball Insurance, you're covered for anything.
You can cover your boulders for anything, even running into a car. I don't know what's wrong with it.
With a really nice long shadow.
If there's one thing that I'd love you to take away from this video and from this whole channel really is to encourage you to find an excuse to spend time practicing your craft. Better still, a reason to practice your craft and do what you love with other like-minded people.
I think the same with photography. Is not everything has to be this like amazing award-winning photo. It just shoot shit that looks cool.
It's the whole point of making the videos is like, we've talked about hanging out for ages and we just don't do it.
Find an excuse.
Yeah.
Find an excuse because otherwise you don't. And when I first started photography, I would be up at every morning at 4 o'clock and I'd be down the beach with my tripod and I'd be taking photos of like the rocks and the waves and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then now I'm 7 years into my career and like my camera doesn't come out unless someone's paying me, and that's like not the relationship that I want to keep having with it. So like make an excuse to come out and do like whatever
Shoot
it is.
stuff.
Yeah, whatever creative thing you're doing, make an excuse to go out and do it, even if you don't have any idea, because I mean, what if you fail?
Who cares?
Who cares? Any step forward, no matter how low the bar, is a win.
I heard someone on YouTube, they called that making mistakes on your own terms.
Oh, I like that.
It's like, yeah, you make all the mistakes, but if you can do it on your own projects, then your professional work, you have less of a chance to like mess up someone else's project.
Oh, I love that.
Community doesn't just happen out of thin air. Creative communities exist when artists choose to spend time making art with other artists, and that can start just as easily with you as with anyone else. So if you need an excuse, then send someone this video and tell them that you want to go and do X with them. And then while you're there, just tell them to like the video, please. You understand? I just need like 10 likes on this video. It's like 10 likes, and my life will be and I'll be able to like buy a Mustang and really cool and famous.
Oh, such a small camera. The original plan that what we're supposed to do today is I remembered something like randomly that Lint said to me. I don't even remember when or what the context was,
that was like, oh, I'd love to do a photography shoot with like a low quality camera, just to like use that as a limitation and to prove that if you understand lighting and composition and stuff, you can still get good photos with bad cameras. It's cool to like find an old piece of free tech and use that. So that was the whole plan, and I packed all my stuff and I brought said old camera and I made sure I had it and I had the lenses and everything and it had a battery in it, but I didn't bring the battery charger. And because it has been sitting in my cupboard for years, it's flat, of course. So we couldn't do the shoot today. And I ordered a battery charger yesterday and I thought it was gonna come in time and it didn't. So by definition, we failed before we started.
We did.
Which I think is fine.
We kept up the ethos of your channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Determined to make stuff and probably fail.
So we pivoted. And instead of going like, oh, well, we can't do it now, we went, well, let's just go and shoot and have fun.
I guess this is the outro now. So like, thanks for watching. Made a video with Lint a while ago. We did a portrait shoot in an old warehouse. So go check that out, that's a lot of fun. I also made a video about vintage lenses that took 2 months to make, so please go and watch it.
I can personally recommend that video. That is a wonderful video.
It was a lot of fun to make. Thanks for being here. Comment your favorite pigeon photo.
There will be a few, actually.
Thanks, Anita, for like shooting all behind the scenes. I will tag both of them so that you can find all of their things.
Do you have a tagline?
No.
No. So you know how like Peter McKinnon's got the "What's up, everybody"? You need to sign off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know it. Go on, do the famous "determined to fail" sign off.
I don't. Do you, it's failing isn't falling. It's learning in style.
See you in the next one.